Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would do a color and chat video this time since it's been a while. Yeah, I thought I would just switch it up, do a little bit of coloring, a little bit of chatting, kind of see how it goes, see what we can talk about. There's some things that I would enjoy talking about on this channel regarding coloring supplies, coloring books, things like that. But there are some other topics that I thought maybe we could explore together, maybe. I already have my colors picked out, nice and pastel-y, perfect for coming into spring. I also want to try this colorless, I don't know if this is colorless blender marker. I haven't used this yet, but I kind of want to try it on here. And of course the Jelly Roll water gel pen, or white gel pen. So what has everyone been up to lately? I feel like this video could get really chaotic because the last time I did a chit chat video, I forgot to color certain things, certain colors that I wanted to color them, and I forgot to, just chatting and coloring while trying to still make everything look good is kind of tricky. Makes your brain think about a lot of different things at the same time. So this could be really, all over the place by the time we're said and done. So we'll see. That was my GY6 here. My idea for this page is to do the flowers, not dull and boring, but kind of, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I want to make the stripes in the background kind of what has the most color. Use those really nice pastel colors in the background, and then these daisies, which are meant to be white, so I'm using the closest marker color I have to white for the petals. And then have the background be like really bright with the pastels. So I'm using this like blending marker, and it's not really, it's just kind of bringing the color into the center anyway. So I'm not really sure if I'm doing it right, if there's a different way. Yeah, this is like, it's pretty much just bringing everything to the center. So maybe we can try a different technique on a different flower, but I just wanted to give it a try, see, because I've seen other YouTube channels using the colorless blender marker, and I just wanted to see kind of where to start with that. I have no idea how I would do this differently though. I know people have used the blender marker to color bubbles in some of the other really popular coloring books and other things like that. So we will see. I'm really enjoying the more springtime themed pages that I've been coloring lately. The weather can't make up its mind here. It is cold and then warm, cold and then warm. So anything I can do to brighten my spirit and my mood, I am willing to do that. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna color these like straight up because the blender I don't know, we can kind of compare these and see. Not really sure how I feel about a gray flower, but here we are. Okay, so this one you can kind of see, can you see it? You can see the outline of the marker, and then the middle is lighter from the blender marker versus this one, it's just all gray. So it did do something. Let's stay zoomed in for this one. Actually, I want to do this one first. So what if we do like a really thin line of this gray and then use the blender marker that way? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's looking a lot lighter than just the gray, just the solid gray instead of using the blender. So I actually do like this. This is nice. Gives a little dimension, gives a little interest to the flower instead of it just being one solid color. So that is fine. I don't want to do all of the petals in the gray outline first because I want the gray to stay wet so it will blend with the blender marker. So we're doing gray, making sure that we do it quickly so that it's wet, and then it will blend with the blender marker. Yeah, I'm really liking that. It's making it appear a lot lighter than if I were to just, again, use the gray on the whole petal. I feel like my voice is really raspy right now. Not sick, thankfully. I think we're finally past that like 6-week stretch almost of everyone in my house being sick. But I also don't know how to talk on camera, so I feel like my voice is freezing up because I'm worried that I'm gonna make a mistake or say something silly or mess it up somehow. So I'm trying to keep my voice relaxed so I don't sound so weird, just like that. Okay, I really like that a lot. I think we're gonna go through and do the rest. And of course I have pink on here from the transfer over here, but that is gonna be okay. Anyway, what else can we talk about? I feel like there's a lot that I want to talk about and also nothing at the same time. I'm like, do people want to hear anything that I'm saying? Do I care if people want to hear anything that I'm saying? It is my channel after all, and I can talk about what I want to talk about. And people can choose to stay and listen, or people can choose to click off. That's fine. That is their choice. But we're at 241 subscribers, I believe, which is crazy if you ask me. Only started posting on here a few months ago and I'm already at almost 250, which might seem small to some, but to me that's pretty impressive. I am so thankful and so grateful for everyone who decides to watch my videos, leave a comment, like, subscribe, share, which is crazy, again, that people are even taking the time to do that. So thank you. I have an outrageous amount of coloring books and coloring supplies saved in my Amazon cart that I am very looking forward to ordering and getting, but I'm trying to refrain from doing that right now. I want to use up the coloring books that I have. I want to use these markers as much as I can first so that I can really get good use out of them before adding more markers to my collection. But I will say that I'm getting anxious to have more coloring books. I am loving the ones that I have right now, but of course, like most people, you're loving it, so you just want to get more and more and more. So you have more to choose from, more variety, more interest in what you're posting. But again, I'm going to slowly add to my collection instead of doing it all at once. They're so light that it's hard to even tell which ones I've done so far. So this one and then these down here. Yeah, so I have probably too many coloring books saved in my Amazon cart. I want to get the Ohu pastel alcohol markers just because I want to get more lighter colors. I think that the pack that I have has plenty of dark colors, but I really want to get the light ones, especially with summer coming and more, just more color variety I think would be good. What else? I've been practicing on the side a little bit more techniques of ways to color, hence why I'm trying the blender marker on these flowers, because I thought that would be an easy thing to show while not taking a lot of brain power to do it, so I can continue to talk and, give the effect on the flowers. So I'm really glad that I tried this because I am really liking it. I mean, they're so light you can really not really tell. Maybe I should go over them again a second time. I don't know. Maybe just on a few. We could try that because I don't want to mess it up too much. But again, it could just be an experimental page to try a new technique, see what's working, see what's not working, and kind of just go from there. Is everyone looking forward to Easter? Or at least warmer weather? I'm looking forward to both. I think Easter is really like the passage that brings us into consistent warm weather, summer, things like that. So it's like, I know we've passed the first day of spring already, but it really does not get nice in my area until Easter at, the end of April. So it's like once we hit Easter, then you can kind of like have that sigh of relief knowing that, the warm, nice weather is finally finally coming. So, didn't know how many people were looking forward to that. I know there's people obviously who would prefer winter. You know, not everyone loves summer and hot weather. There are people who prefer it to be cold and snow. I mean, snow is beautiful, don't get me wrong. But where I live, we have, you know, definite 4 seasons. This winter was long. This winter was a little bit more, you know, wintry than the last few that we've had. So definitely looking forward to getting a break from that. Going outside, fresh air, doing stuff with the kiddos. I think I'm gonna do Easter egg painting again this year with my kids. That seemed to go really well last year with painting the Easter eggs versus like the cups and the vinegar and the dye, and you like drop the eggs in and you do all of that, you know, doing the paint in the bathtub is kind of a little more carefree. You don't have to worry about as much mess because they can just, you know, paint all over the bathtub, and then you just take the shower head and you just rinse all of it down the drain when they're done. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that again. And then you can just take all the eggs that they paint after and just make a big egg salad. That seems to go over well with my family. So paint all your eggs in the bathtub, let the kids get really messy, and then crack all the eggs when they're done and put it in a bowl and make a big egg salad. Lasts a good while in the fridge too, so you can make a lot of eggs and a lot of egg salad, and it's okay. Don't know if my kids are ready to meet the Easter Bunny yet. They might be a little freaked out by that. They weren't so bad with Santa this year. Santa was okay. But Santa doesn't wear like a full head mask on his head. He's just, you know, a really nice old man with a beard, and he looks like a human. Whereas the Easter Bunny doesn't have a human face. So he can, you know, if they don't get the costume right, he could potentially be really scary. So not sure if I really want to burst that bubble with them just yet. You know, they love the Easter Bunny right now. I don't really want to scare them by showing them the Easter Bunny in real life. I don't know. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm just rambling, but we'll see. A lot of places around me do that breakfast with the Easter Bunny. So I was considering that, but maybe next year when they're a little bit older. We'll see. I tried not to go overboard on their baskets this year either, because they're happy with what they get. They're not like at that age where they're comparing what people are, they're not comparing with their friends. We're just, we're a young family still, so there's none of that to worry about. But I think I got everything for their baskets already, so I don't have to worry about going in the store and there not being a lot of stuff left, because I know a lot of people like to get a jump on that stuff early. So usually I am not someone who gets things done this early in advance from, you know, the holiday, but I just happened to be at the store and I saw the Easter stuff and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get it now. Why not? And now it has to sit in the closet and hide for another month. And I have a hard time waiting. I want them to have all that stuff now so they can play with it and, you know, so I can just see them be happy, but gotta wait, gotta wait. Can't get it too early or it won't make sense. So there we go. I think it looks really good. This one's a little bit darker, but that's okay. I think it turned out really well. I'm really liking the blending marker too. I'm definitely going to use that again. What else can we talk about? Again, it feels like I could talk about a lot, and it also feels like I have nothing to talk about at all. We could talk about books. Are there book lovers out there? People who like to read? We could talk about, you know, what's on our to be read list and things that we're currently reading and things that we have read. I think I'm just gonna do these stripes solid so that I don't have to think so much about the coloring and I can focus more on the talking. Plus I just want this to be pretty simple. Yeah, I wanted these stripes to be more on the bold side and keep the flowers pretty neutral. I think that's what I was trying to say earlier when I couldn't think of the right word. But, and I apologize if my voice is weird. It's weird to be intentionally talking and trying to sound not crazy, but you listen to your own voice and you're like, ugh, I do not like the way I sound. And then you feel like you need to go to some sort of like dialect coach or something to like learn how to talk again. But it is what it is, right? But back to the reading. I've been reading, I do a lot of audiobooks so that I can listen to books instead of reading physical books because, well, number one, when I go to sit down and read a book, I just pretty much fall asleep immediately. So the only opportunity for me to read is if I listen to an audiobook, and that's usually while I'm working. I work from home, work remote. So I am able to listen to books while I'm reading, and that has proven to be a great way for me to be able to read, quote unquote. Some people don't think that listening to audiobooks counts as reading, but I love it. What have I been listening to lately? I've been doing a lot of Frida McFadden books. Those are good. I like a good thriller mystery book. I love a good romance book too. Historical fiction, like a Pride and Prejudice vibe. I like that. What else? Yeah, pretty much thriller, mystery, romance, historical romance. I'm sure there's more. I just can't think of what they are off the top of my head right now. But yeah. What was the last book that I read? I think it was Frida McFadden, The Surrogate Mother, which was good. pretty messed up if that stuff happened in real life, which it might, you never know, but yeah. And then it's always, you know, the main character, the wife, the woman. It's usually a woman is the main character in her books, but it's like she's got this gut feeling that something's not right, but she tries to convince herself throughout the whole book that she's, you know, paranoid or that she's overreacting or whatever, and then she ends up being right the whole time. It's pretty crazy. But I've been doing a lot of thriller mysteries lately. The last few books I've read have been in that genre, so I think the next book I'm going to do like a romance, like break it up, have something else to read about for a while, because it seems like I do the thriller mysteries back to back to back, and then I need a break. I need to have a different genre for a while after that, but then I always end up going right back. I need new author recommendations too, so if you have any books that you're currently reading that you're liking, I'd love to hear about them. I'd love to get new authors' suggestions, because it seems like I read the same authors a lot. So my friends and I, we actually have a book club. We meet once a month in person, usually like go out for lunch or something, and we pick one book a month that we read. And then when we get together, we talk about it, and it's really fun. It's a good way to stay accountable and, you know, make sure that you're seeing your friends. Otherwise, I think that we would just go months and months and months without seeing each other, because life gets really busy, especially with families and things like that. So it's nice to have something on the calendar every month to look forward to see your friends and have a good time. The book that we read for March, I already finished it, was, oh my gosh, I'm not even going to be able to remember the name of it now. It was The Last One at the Wedding by Jason, I can't think of his last name, Rikulak or something like that. I can leave the book down below in the description box if anyone is interested in looking into it. It was good. I liked it. Some books that we pick for our book club are better than others. This one was okay. The other book that this author wrote, Hidden Pictures, I think was really good. I think we read that one for our book club last year, and I remember really liking that. So I had high hopes for this one, and I thought it was okay. The reviews on Goodreads, if you're on Goodreads, we should connect there too, because I'm on there, but the reviews on Goodreads were also hit or miss. Some people loved it, and some people just like could not get into it, which I think was me. I think I just really struggled to get into it. It was really slow to begin with, and I felt like it was pretty slow throughout, but that's just my opinion. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't read it. Obviously, you should definitely read what you want to read. But yeah, really like reading. Listening to the audiobooks is the way to go for me. And I would love to hear what you're reading, or if you've read anything really good lately. I am really liking the bright colors against the really neutral flowers. It's exactly what I was going for in my mind, so I'm really happy that I was able to execute that. Okay, last stripe, and then we're done. Might do a little more shading on the flowers, but not too much. I don't want to get too crazy with it. And I also want to put more detail in the center of the flower as well. But if I did more accent on the flower, I don't really know what I would do. Let me think about that, because I don't want it to be too dark. I don't want it to be, let's test it out on the lone flower up here. Maybe we could just do like accent along the side. Problem is, it looks really dark when you first put it down, but then it dries and it's like a lot lighter than when you first used it. So like this looks really dark right now, but if you give it a minute, it would lighten up maybe. Okay, let's try it over here on this other corner flower. I have to work more on my shading too, and like, you know, everybody talks about color theory and like where to put the shadowing so it makes the most sense and stuff like that. Oh god, that one's way too thick. Darn. Okay. Well, I am liking the shading, so I think we're just gonna commit to all the flowers. Hopefully it's not too drastic, but that is okay. We all need to learn somehow, right? Oh god, another dark one. Okay, that's good. I like that. Okay, so what did we talk about? We talked about Easter. We talked about the weather, you know, all the basic stuff that new friends talk about. And we talked about books. And I think those were the two main things that I wanted to talk about. So I would say that is a success for me. And the colors look good. I didn't get too distracted with the talking that I like messed up the coloring. So another win for me. Very exciting. And again, to have almost 250 subscribers in what I would consider a short amount of time is pretty awesome. I am very grateful to everyone who has been here, who continues to come back. Please give me your feedback in the comments. Safe space. Don't worry about holding anything back. I can take criticism. Constructive criticism would be great, but if you want to leave non-constructive criticism, that's okay too. All are welcome. We embrace everyone. Although I don't think I've had any negative comments so far. I think I had one negative comment, and you know, one out of a bunch is not bad in my opinion. Okay, let's do the white gel pen. Gotta get it started here. Can't really see it on the flowers too much. So maybe I'll just do a little bit. Did I do this one? I don't think I did that one. That's okay. Yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time putting highlights on the flowers because you can't really see them too much. But I'll put them in the centers. I always do the gel pen starting on the right hand side and then I drag my hand through it and it always smears. I think I'd learn not to do that by now, but here we are. I'm still doing it. Oh well. Still not too bad. Do I like it on the stripes? Yeah, let's do it on the stripes. That's fine. Ugh, my voice sounds so tired. I am tired, but I watch other YouTube videos and people sound so nice and clear. They're so well spoken. And I feel like that is just not me. But again, I want to try. I want to get better. And the only way to get better is to do it and to practice. So here we are. I also don't have a mic. I'm just like talking into my phone, which could be, I don't know. I don't think the volume is an issue. I think it's more of like how I emphasize my voice maybe. I honestly don't know. But again, that's a great thing to talk about in the comments section is what can be improved. I would love to hear from you. I don't know, do I want to do more? I think that's it. I think I'm done. Plus this video is getting long and that's what I wanted to avoid. So here we are, finished product. Looks good. I love it. Nice neutral flowers with the shading. I didn't finish that one with the shading. Oh well. And then the really bright stripes. I love it. Perfect for spring. Perfect for making you feel happy and cozy and all the wonderful things. Again, thank you so much for being here and watching, spending time with me. I loved doing this. I loved the little chit chat. We can talk more in the next one if you like it. Please let me know in the comments. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.